Earlier on in the dialogue, Meno had raised a very general question about the possibility of knowledge, which is now known as Meno's paradox. Meno says, how will you look for it, that is, if you're engaging in an effort to find some bit of knowledge, how will you look for it, Socrates, when you don't know at all what it is? How will you aim to search for something if you don't know at all? If you should meet with it, how will you know that this is the thing that you did not know? So somebody says to you, I'm looking for something, and you say, what are you looking for? And the answer, I'll know it when I see it. You might reply, well, how are you going to do that if you don't even have any idea what it is you're looking for? That is, if you're just looking for something, but you got no description as to what it might be, it seems like you're on a hopeless task, engaged in a hopeless enterprise. And now Socrates is moved by Meno's paradox and does agree that sometimes when we're engaged in finding something out, we, in a sense, have to sort of poke around in the dark to find out what we're after. Now, Socrates does, however, make kind of a strange reply to Meno's paradox. He says, we must not believe this debater's argument, this argument that tries to show that it's impossible to get any kind of knowledge. That would make us all idle and faint-hearted. And faint-hearted men like to hear it, whereas my argument makes them energetic and keen on the search. That is, Socrates tries to reply with the idea that we should keep on searching, and now, although Socrates does not articulate this very much, we might point out that, well, often when we're engaged in looking for something, we've got a general description of what we're looking for, and often when we come upon it, we'll realize that, yes, that's the thing that we had wanted. So you might be in search of an island on your ship, might be in search of an island of a certain description, and you might still be justifiably believe that you'll know it when you see it, because even though you don't know everything about that island, you might still feel, well, I know it's at certain coordinates and has certain general descriptions. Once I get there, I'll be able to recognize it by virtue of its having those coordinates and meeting those general descriptions. It might be that once I get there, I might still ask myself, well, maybe there's another island that's just like the one that I'm looking for. How do I know this is not the one that I'm after? And hopefully over time, you'll be able to rule out those possibilities in such a way as to home in on the one that you're really after. This general paradox, putative paradox about the possibility of knowledge is one that Socrates seems very impressed with, but one that we might on reflection think is perhaps not as urgent as one that we might move on to next.